The Albanian Revolt of 1843–1844, variously also known as the Revolt of 1844 or the Uprising of Dervish Cara, was a 19th-century uprising in northern Ottoman Albania directed against the Ottoman Tanzimat reforms which started in 1839 and were gradually being put in action in the regions of Albania. Some historians include the actions in Diba of the same time under the same historical name, though the events in Diba were independent and headed by other leaders. Background: the Tanzimat reforms began in 1839, and aimed to modernize the Ottoman Empire by introducing European-inspired reforms. Most importantly, it involved decentralization and streamlining of the administration and military. This hurt the old established feudal order among the empire's Muslim communities, and especially the various local leaders who had exercised considerable regional authority and often enjoyed wide-ranging autonomy from the imperial government. The Albanians had long been a source of manpower for the Ottomans, providing both soldiers and statesmen such as the Koprulu family. The Tanzimat reforms, however, in particular the replacement of influential local leaders by Ottoman functionaries, the imposition of new taxes, the compulsory recruitment into the regular army, and the attempt to disarm the general population, caused much resentment, and led to a series of disorders throughout the Western Balkan provinces in 1840–43. In the summer of 1843, the inhabitants of Prizren attacked and routed the new officials of the city, and their example was followed by the inhabitants of Pristine in Jakova. These local insurrections in the cities were immediately suppressed by Ottoman authorities. The uprising. The direct cause of the uprising was the arresting and liquidation of the local Albanophone pashas, most notably that of Abdurrahman Pasha of Kalkandelen and his two brothers, Havsi Pasha of Uskub and Hussein Pasha of Kustendil. The revolters, who were led by Dervish Cara, also had the support of the Christian population and were assisted also by other Albanophone pashas. The revolt began in Uskub in July 1843 and grew strongly when an Ottoman army under Hajreddin Pasha, in a process of opposing it, tried to recruit local Albanians into the regular army. In November the rebels liberated Gostivar, and in January 1844, after bitter fights with the Ottoman army, they captured Kalkandelen. The leader of the rebels was Dervish Cara, who was assisted by various local leaders. In February 1844 the rebels attacked and captured Uskub. They created a great council led by Dervish Cara, which was the supreme body of the newly created administration in the liberated territories. In February 1844 the rebels took Kumanova. After Kumanova the rebels captured Preševo, Bujanovac, Vranje, Leskovac and other territories now in Serbia. The rebellion was spread to Ipek, Jakova, Prizren and Iskodra, while in the spring of 1844 the rebellion reached Ohri and Manastiri in the south, Iskodra in west, Vranje and Leskovac in north and Kumanova in east. The rebels sent a letter to the Albanians of the Sanjak of Ioannina, recalling them as brothers and asking them not to fight for the Ottoman army. Fearing a further extension of the rebellion, the Ottoman government tried to gain some time through negotiations. The requests of the rebels were: abolish the military levy for Albanian recruitments, replacement of Ottoman functionaries who didn't know the Albanian language with local Albanians, recognition of the autonomy of Albania, just like the Ottoman government did with the Serbians in 1830. The requests of the rebels were not accepted. In a move to disunite the rebels, the Ottoman government declared an amnesty, the abolishment of the new taxes and the postponement of the recruitment process, which would become voluntary in the future. A promise was made by the Ottoman commander-in-chief Omar Pasha to the Albanians that if they handed over their arms, They would the same rights as the Serbs did in 1830, which meant autonomy. At the same time, an Ottoman army of 30,000 men, led by Omar Pasha, was sent to Monastir. Bibdoda, Kepadan of Mirdita tribe in northern Albania, came with his men to aid to the Ottomans as a sign of loyalty to the Porte, playing an important role in the fights. In May 1844, the Ottoman army attacked the rebels, forcing them to retreat to the areas of Kalkandelen, Uskub and Kumanova. Heavy fighting took place from 13 to 17 May 1844 in Katlanovo Pass, and on the 18th of May in Katlanovo Thermals. In disparity of numbers and without artillery, the rebels could no longer resist the superior Ottoman army. On the 21st of May 1844, the Ottoman army entered Uskub, where many reprisals took place. During May-June, after the bitter struggle with the rebels, the Ottoman army retook Kumanova, Preševo, Bujanovac, Vranje, Kalkandelen and Gostivar, whilst in July the Ottoman army captured all areas ranging from Kačanik to Pristina. Dervish Cara was captured by Ottoman forces in summer 1844. Actions in Diba. The capture of Dervish Cara didn't put an end to the rebellion, which continued in the areas of Diba and Iskodra. The resistance was very strong, especially in Diba under its local leaders. In the fall of 1844, the Ottoman army was concentrated against the rebels in the Sanjak of Dibra. Ottoman forces led by Reksep Pasha were defeated by the rebels in the field of Mavrova. The rebels in the Sanjak of Dibra were led from Sheh Mustafa Zerkani, a Bektashi priest. In a meeting in November 1844, they declared that the old autonomy of Dibra was not to be changed. The rebel army led by Senleka tried to stop the advancing Ottoman army led by Herdin Pasha. The Ottoman commander declared again an amnesty, the abolishment of the new taxes and the postponement of the recruitment process, which would become voluntary in the future. The greatest resistance happened during the Battle of Gürès, which lasted for 5 days. According to the report of a French diplomat in Ioannina, even women and children participated in the battle. The Ottoman army suffered a great number of losses, but due to their great superiority in numbers and armaments, they succeeded in forcing the rebels to retreat from the battle. The reprisals from the Ottoman army forced a large number of people to leave their homes. Although the rebellion was crushed, the Ottoman government postponed the application of Tanzimat for the Sanjak of Diba and Shkodër. Dervish Cara, together with other local leaders, was sentenced to death, but this punishment was later transformed into a lifetime sentence. As a sign of appreciation for his support, Bibdoda of Mirdita would be decorated and awarded an honorary saber and pistols. He would be given the title Pasha, and allowed to maintain an army up to 10,000 people. Legacy. The song on Herdin Pasha remembering the Battle of Gürès is famous among Albanians and continues to be sung even nowadays. Related videos. Song of Herdin Pasha on YouTube.